So I didn't even know what a Datsun 510 was, nor I knew Datsuns as like the two-door, like kind of a long hood car. I didn't know anything about them. Well, I was just scrolling and I saw this baby for sale, and I thought, number one, it's awesome. And we got everyone loaded up, me, Lauren, and Adeline, and we are driving 4 hours and 14 minutes to pick this engine up. And I think I'm gonna keep it a secret a little bit longer, but I'll give you guys one hint right now. It is not intended to be in a car. It is not a car engine, but it is a V8. You know me, we don't drive anything that's not a V8. We're about 30 minutes into the journey, maybe not even yet. We're excited, and we gotta test it and make sure it's all good. We got a long way. Empty wasteland.
Baby.
We got it. I just gotta pay for it. So I'm laughing now, but man, this might have been, I think this was the sketchiest Facebook Craigslist meetup ever. Loading it up, or strapping it, we just loaded it and I just got out of there. So super sketchy. Now I just need to make it. It's all interstate, no real bumps or anything. It doesn't have to be crazy, but all right. Oh, that's a problem. Why? Okay. Who knows? We're headed back home, and I really wanted to record more of it, but man, Jacksonville, I'm sorry if anyone takes offense if you live there. This is, I think, the most sketchiest place I've been. Jacksonville it's insane. We saw people fist fighting the air on multiple occasions, and now that I think back to it, I was like, we should have recorded it. But man, we were just trying to just get this thing and get out of Jacksonville. I got to the locations where the engine was, and there was no driveway, so I had to park on the side of the road. And I think like 8 people showed up to the truck, and I had it locked the whole time, but Lauren and Adeline were in the truck, and I'm in the back of this backyard under a tarp behind a boat under a tree with a tow strap hooked to this engine while it's hanging from a tree. And I kept walking out there because people kept walking up to the truck. People kept walking up to my truck and looking in it and trying. One person walked up and they're asking Lauren, looking through the windows, asking her for money, and I had to walk up to the lady and tell her, no, like, I told her, I go, I'm just here helping a friend, we're here and we're leaving. So, we didn't record any there. I just strapped it down, we left Jacksonville, and I'm never going back. People were tweaking, the baby hates it, you know? So we were there for like an hour total, which is an hour too long in Jacksonville. And when we first showed up, we see a guy. It's like 100 degrees out, by the way, if you're in Florida this week. Guy in long sleeve shirt, but a real thick shirt, like almost a sweater without a hood. And I guess that it could be a sweater, but he's sitting there boxing the air, just punching the air. And when we left an hour later, he's still there doing it in the parking lot. The dude was having a full fight for an hour with air. We really should have recorded some of the stuff we've seen. On the way out, we had the engine and we were driving out, and I was just like, alright, that was Tony Sketch. Lauren's like, let's get out of here. So I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm driving, and on the right, I see a guy standing in the middle of the road that's going to a parking lot. Like, you turn right, he's standing right in the middle of it. So if you turned in, you would have hit him. And he's standing there, just tweaking, and he starts punching himself. And he punched himself in the head 3 times, and then just buckles over, not passing out. He just buckles over and starts tweaking out with his head, like, looking at his shoes. What? Like, I was like, this guy's losing his mind. And then I don't know, there's just people pushing shopping carts all over. Like, everywhere we went, people were pushing shopping carts. Not down the sidewalk, down the lane as if they're driving a car. It was nuts. Maybe there's better parts of Jacksonville. Maybe someone will comment, oh no, guess what, I'm not going back. We're just headed back. Let's just get home.
It's kind of sketch because, you know.
Larry, come on. Come on. Larry.
So, when I was looking at this engine, I asked the guy, like the day before I went to go get it, I said, is there anything wrong with it or that would have made it not run? And he just never replied to that. And then he asked me a different question, and then when I was headed there, you know, I was like, all right, I'm on the way. Is the good? So he called me and he goes, bring a compression tester. I want to see if the lady told me the truth. And I was like, what? Like, that wasn't in the ad or nothing.
So we're gonna disassemble this thing. I think, you know, I was thinking, oh, I might start this on the whatever this boat part is called, but I think it'll be easier for me just to completely disassemble this puppy and get it down to bare minimums to make it run. I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. But all right, we're gonna tear this down and take the engine off of that lower boat part and take the covers off, whatnot, see what we're working with here. These carbs they don't open. This should open them up. When I do this, this linkage goes down to that shaft and it should open those butterfly valves and it will not move. And then there's some electronic doohickey here that I don't know what it is, and I'm gonna assume we don't need it because it just looks strange. So we're just gonna remove that baby. We just need a starter. All right, so I did it. All right, so that's just for you, Lauren. The engine here that you can see, this is crap, I'm not turning the camera around. So these electronic doohickeys are something to do with fuel. So they send, fuel comes out and both of them go to this distribution block, and then lines come up like this and it goes to this thing, which then puts fuel in each one of these 8 carburetors. And we did get it to move very slightly. See that? So, oh man, but I can't get it back. There we go. So, see, that one's full of a web with a spider. 1 carburetor per cylinder. I'd like to get it to run like this, but then this wiring, I started to go through it, and it's, I don't know. All right, so we almost got these bolts out that hold this. Oh, where am I hand at? See, like this one here is actually the problem one. Completely stripped out. Tried pounding smaller sockets on it and they're just rusted and it's stripped. So we're removing all these bolts here that go through all the way. Here's one right here, I'll show you. So, pretty long. About to weld this nut on. Hopefully that's enough. I don't know if that's aluminum, so we're fine. I think that might be fiberglass, but the whole engine sits on it, so I don't know why. It's the heat. Starting to see weird things, man. I'm gonna see the Adam Sandler penguin. Hey, Mr. Penguin. I think I unbolted it all. I mean, this thing almost fell on me. I was laying and when I started ratcheting it up, it swung out and it's unbolted. I almost got wrecked. All right, I think if I just pry this, it might try to separate. I don't know. We'll try. I don't even know if there's more bolts. I don't even know what this thing does. I don't know how to take it apart. Maybe I should lower it. I'm gonna move the welder. It's too hot. Too hot to be outside. No idea. Oh, man, my neck burns from the sunburn, I think. Got a shop and a garage. I'm still working in the sun. You put nice stuff in it and then you don't want to weld, cut, or grind and get grinding dust and sparks thrown on paint. And you can't hardly walk. Just tripping over stuff. Okay. So this bolt here is still there. It's just so hot I don't want to explain because of words. I had welded a nut to it, 2 nuts to it, and both the nuts broke off. So then I welded this extension to it and it twisted the extension, snapped it, and broke it down here. So then I welded a 14mm socket. I just welded the crap out of the socket right to it and it snapped the head off the bolt, which is to me a win because with the head being off the bolt it can just slide off. So now we need to separate it. It looks like it should. I can see that obviously it bolts there, and I think at one point of time, you're a boat mechanic, these probably just came right apart, but not today. Man, I'm about to pass out for real. My shirt's just stuck to my body. It's just, I have this whole shop, but there's just no room. I'm out there in the sun, and I can't get it apart. Been doing it for hours. I don't know, man, my heart. Yeah, see, I'm about to fall over. My wife came out here in the shop like a week ago and my chair disappeared. I had a red folding chair, so I have nowhere to sit. But man, I'm about to fall over. So I'm gonna take a break. Oh gosh. This is the moment of truth. Separating. Yeah, see, I tried to save this bottom part, but I bent this ear here. But this is for sale if anyone needs it or wants it. No clue if this is hard to find or what, or if this is even special. But here's this lower boat part. It's for sale. All this stuff is I suppose I'll lay it down so it doesn't fall down. Oh God! That hurt my knee. Alright, now what we care about. This baby. Okay, so it's got like a flywheel or a dampener. It's so hot. My phone's really hot. But we've got this down here. We're underneath the engine right now. Well, my phone is. We've got this stand, and I'm putting these bolts through. We're gonna bolt it up right through here. 2 of them, and then 2 more on the bottom. All right, so we're just gonna bolt this up. These were for my truck, but it can sacrifice them for now. Put this here so we can start. So yeah, we're gonna have to use, oh God. We're gonna have to use, I think, part of the boat thing. I don't know any terms, so forgive me. Bazinga. Alright, so I'm gonna clean up some of these wires, remove anything that I can possible. And then I just tested it for spark, but then I realized I was just jumping it right on the starter, which won't send power to any of the other stuff. So we're just gonna clean this up and get just the bare minimum wires that we need. All this stuff's trash. All this wiring is garbage. This rectifier thing over there, I don't know. I know this thing has wires go in. Why does it come out? I don't even know if this will conduct electricity, this wire. Put it back. Oh shit. Nope, just melted that wire right off. So apparently, don't do that. Check this out. Wow. We're gonna have to clean all this and see what we're even working with here. Alright, so to remove this, pull all these off. All this wiring is crap. We're gonna have to rewire this entire thing. Yeah, like that just came off. Yep, they're just breaking. We're gonna have to build a wiring harness or find a wiring harness, I don't know. Whatever that is. Maybe a position sensor, I don't know. This is a vacuum line. That just ripped instead of coming off. God. This is nasty, man. Pull all this. Wow, all this wiring's trashed. That goes into the engine. apart. There we go. Wow, those connections are amazing. So this held stand the test of time though, even though the wires were trash, but the connection was good. Inside. Alright. There's a lot of screws and stuff. This thing screws in. I'll never remember where that stuff could be. Nasty. I might just hose this down with brake clean for now. There's bugs crawling in it. Well, that was like a whole can. Oh wow, got it on me. Last time I did that, it burned and made my skin turn red and hurt a lot. I probably could have just blasted this with like a hose or something. I think I need a new whatever this is. What are these wires? This is unlike anything I've ever seen. So here are the 8 carburetors. And believe it or not, I've seen pictures of people swapping each of these out for 2 barrels. So a total of 16 barrels. This would be a 1 barrel carb per cylinder. So we're gonna pull all this off though. All right, so due to lack of storage on the phone, it's got, I don't know how many seconds or minutes of footage left. We're just gonna time lapse this. It'd be pretty boring anyway, just pulling all 8 of these off. So we're just gonna do this really quick. So my original intentions were to remove these, and you can see how it's a square here. So each one of these goes down to a square. And I originally was gonna do that, but now I'm looking at this, I'm thinking it would be easier for me to build an assembly that bolted down to this surface on each one of these. Smaller area to have to seal, and it gives me a little area to work with. And then I could weld the injector bung like right here, so each injector is right here and it shoots straight down. Less of an area. You can look down in there, it's really hard to see, but what you can see on this one is that bolt I dropped. So I think we're just gonna clean this up for now and then look at it, but I'm gonna pull this linkage off. We're not using that. So we've got everything in this bucket down here, and I'm going to sell it all. So I know these engines parts are really hard to find. All the coils are down there, the carbs, this plate, whatever that fuel stuff is. But okay, I'm gonna pull this linkage off and probably turn the engine back over. We just edited the video and realized that we didn't explain at all what that engine was or any of the details about it. So we're gonna teleport to the shop real quick and explain it. Ah! I hate it when it does that. Okay, so this is the engine. This is I think it's a 3.6. I heard there might have been a 4 liter. I don't know, but it's a 3.6 liter Evinrude. I think that's how you say it. I don't even know. Evinrude 2-stroke V8. So here's the top that you saw where those carburetors were. Now you're getting a sneak peek on the next video, the intake. But oh man, it is. Yeah, I don't even know. 2-stroke, so there's no cam at all, and everything's reversed. The intake is on the bottom where your oil pan is, and the flywheel is at the front, which is normally at the back. But kind of get a better look at it now. Here you can research it. They made like 250 to 300 horsepower, so not too much, but for that little car that'll be plenty. That car came with, I believe, a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder. We're putting a 3.6 V8 in. So yep, little information. I just told you basically all I know. Some of you guys probably know a lot more about these engines. All I know is that it's a V8 and a 2-stroke, and it's from a boat. Oh my God, I look weird with no facial hair. So I didn't record driving here at all. It was like torrential downpour, and there was wrecked cars, and just didn't have a chance to record. But I'm 3 minutes away from the car now, so we'll be there soon. So we just gotta dig this baby out. Everywhere I look, there's awesome muscle cars and old hot rods. So when I pulled up, there was a Trans Am and everything. But this is it. It's got quite a bit of rust, though. It's got rust all over. This whole thing's gone. Rust there, holes in it. The bottom of the door's gone there. And I mean, look at that. The rocker's gone. And it's missing all the engine. So we're basically just buying a body, and it doesn't have a title. There it is. There it is. We ended up getting it. I didn't get too much footage of the drive up here or pulling it out of the woods like you saw. They basically aired up the tire and we pushed it super easy, but I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you the car. It's missing a back window. The guy said some kids shot it out with a BB gun, but the car has more rust than I thought. You know, the guy said it was a 2.5 out of 10 on the rust scale, but I'm not gonna, like, you can look back there, it's gone. That's kind of rusted out. We're 5 hours from home. We're gonna drive. I don't think it's been replaced, but I'll show you the rust we gotta deal with. I mean, look at that, it's gone. I guess it's not ultra bad, but the fender has a hole in it there, and the hood's rotted out, but we have a wagon. Check that out across the gas station where I'm at. It says Doomsday. They got the mystery machine, a couple of Hummers, and an old panel truck or something, and a Mustang. The GPS says we have about 66 miles. It's exactly 66 miles till we get home. We have 66 miles till we're out of gas. I'm not stopping. I can't even see the trailer at all, and we're completely out of gas. We're going like 40 miles an hour right now. We have 8 miles worth of gas, and I don't know where we are. All right, we found gas. So we had, I think, 6 miles left, and that's 6 miles worth of gas, it said, left. But I think we're like 30 minutes from home yet, so not too far. We gotta make this quick because we're getting rained on. We can hear thunder. So this is our newly acquired 1972 Datsun 510 wagon. So I didn't even know what a Datsun 510 was, nor I knew Datsuns as like the two-door, like kind of a long hood car. I didn't know anything about them. Well, I was just scrolling and I saw this baby for sale, and I thought, number one, it's awesome, and two, this would be perfect for that 3.6 liter two-stroke V8, because for the Mustang it's kind of heavy. But we're not going to get into it too much right now because we're getting rained on. You'll see more to come on this probably in a couple weeks until after we get the engine running, and then we're going to come back to the car. But you can check it out right now. The door only works if you lift up exactly right here and then pull, because it's broke. But you can see how small it is. I did not realize how tiny they were until I got there. Here, I'll sit in it. I haven't actually sat in it yet. Oh God. Oh my gosh. This is itty bitty, man. Look at where my head is. You know, this thing is tiny. But look at that. I'm gonna have to duck to get out. But just to show you how small it is also, check this out. I can reach around and grab the entire car. Look at this. I can touch each fender flare at the same spot. It's that small. All right, yeah, we're getting rained on, so this won't be too much, but you can take one last look at it, get all the angles. Thing is sweet. And one last thing is, I could not find a definitive answer. There's not much info on this. If this had an independent rear end or solid, and I saw guys talking about 510s with independent. Well, this one's got a solid rear axle, just like a Mustang. So you can see under here, it's a solid axle. So to swap it to a 5-lug, we could easily just swap a Mustang rear end under it. But okay, yeah, we're getting rained on. So there it is. Stay tuned. Like I said, you'll see more on the engine. This is gonna come after the engine works, and then we're gonna shoehorn it in there. So, but now you know where we're going. Thanks for watching.